Welcome to Eugene's Speech Language Therapy. I'm Sierra. In last week's post, I gave you information on how to communicate with someone who has aphasia. This is an add-on to that, where I give you information on how to cue someone who has aphasia. 2 notes. A person with aphasia has lost language, not their intelligence. It's really important to work with a speech language pathologist or a speech therapist because that person can help you to understand exactly what this person needs. So there are many ways to cue someone who has aphasia. Essentially, many people with aphasia, they know what they want to say, but it doesn't come out. And if you can give them a little nudge or a clue, it'll be easier for them to say what they're trying to say. This works best in more of a rehearsal setting where each day you can spend a few minutes and practice looking at pictures or even reading words, and you can give them clues to get those words out. 4 ways to cue someone who has aphasia. Number 1, when you know what they're trying to say, or you want to figure out what they're trying to say, give them the first letter, or give them the first sound. If they're trying to say waffles, you would say it starts with a W, or if you're giving them the first sound, you would say it starts with a W. Some people, that's all they need, and they say waffles. Other people, especially in the beginning of therapy, you might have to say waff, like that. Number 2, give them what speech therapists call semantic cues or descriptions. So if they're trying to say waffles, you would say a tasty breakfast item in the shape of a square that you put syrup on. Number 3, sentence completion. This is when you say the first part of a sentence so that they can finish it. For instance, you would say, I pledge allegiance to the, and they would say flag. Number 4, you can use gestures to cue someone. So if you want them to say pen, you can act like you're using a pen. I wanted to add this in because it's not necessarily a cue, but it's a great thing to do with someone who has aphasia, and it's using music. What it does is it recruits the other part of the brain that doesn't have the language or word center, and it uses the part of the brain that processes music. And so it works with timing, rhythm, intonation, and things like that. And somehow, when singing, people with aphasia are able to express themselves a lot of the time. I also wanted to add an app that I use. It's called Naming Therapy. It's quite useful if you want pictures to practice describing things. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you to help someone who has aphasia so that you too can better communicate. Please watch for next week's post, and I'll see you then.